Yo, what's going on, my people? This is the dude. One more again, one more time for your mind. Intergalactic brew. Just for you. I got another video, man. And you know what that means. When I got another video, that means I got something on my mind. And I want to get it out to y'all. And what I want to get off my mind is probably one of the best NFL experiences I have ever had since I've been watching NFL football. Bar none. This past weekend's wild card weekend was awesome. Off the charts. Breathtaking. Whatever you want to call it. It was all that rolled into one. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. We saw some statements made. We've seen some shockwaves sent through the NFL world. I mean, it was just everything you could possibly want in an NFL weekend, right? Right. So let's get down to it, shall we? Because I don't think we need to waste no more time. Okay. Game 1. Seahawks versus Saints. Now, I know everybody coming into this game saying that the Seahawks didn't have a prayer. They didn't have a hoping help to win this game. But I am so glad. I am so glad that the Seahawks and their fans mustered up some courage and some resiliency and actually played the New Orleans Saints. I'm not talking about just playing a straight up football game. I'm talking about they really played these guys. I mean, they were actually giving the New Orleans Saints what the Saints should have had last year, and that was a challenge. They were not intimidated. You know, they obviously forgot about the game where they just got completely wiped out by New Orleans earlier in the season. And they just said, F that, man. We're going to go out here and we're going to prove to the world that even though they don't think we should be here, we think we should be here. And our fans think we should be here. Now, some people might call it inspiring football. Some people may call it courageous football. What I call it brave, firm football. Because they stood firm on their home turf and they gave the Saints a loss that is probably going to be eating them up in their bodies from this season and the next season and the next season and the next season. It was unbelievable. Now, granted, I'm not a Seattle Seahawks fan. Let's get that straight. Not by any means. But I will say this. After the game that they played last Saturday night in their home field, a double-digit underdog, people ridiculing them, saying they shouldn't even got to this point. They showed up and they stood up to the New Orleans Saints, the self-proclaimed Super Bowl world champions. And for that matter alone, I applaud them. I applaud them. Mad respect to the utmost for the Seattle Seahawks. Respect to the utmost. Pete Carroll is a exciting coach. I love his energy. I love his passion. And I just love the overall bond that he has with his team. I love that it's almost like people were dubbing it a college atmosphere. I mean, you don't see a lot of coaches, especially in the NFL, get that emotionally involved in their games. I mean, when's the last time you seen a coach jumping up and down, hugging his players? You don't see that too much. You don't see Bill Belichick doing that. You don't see Mike Smith doing that. You know, you don't see Mike Tomlin or John Harbaugh doing that. You don't even see Jason Garrett do that. And Jason Garrett has a lot of charisma and personality himself. But there is none like Pete Carroll. That guy is a special coach, ladies and gentlemen. He is a special coach. So Chicago, forget what you heard. You better look at what you know. The Seahawks are for real, ladies and gentlemen. I know that you're saying, wait. You're jumping on the Seattle Seahawks bandwagon now because they upset the world champs. Well, duh. And you wouldn't? Who wouldn't want to get behind a team like that? I mean, think about it. This team is 7-9, dead last in their division. Really, they won their division on a whim. On a whim. Because let's face it, the NFC West is not that good. They are dead weak. Dead weak. It's almost like they're dead weight in a way. So for them to be dead last, let's calculate and add all this up now. They're dead last in their division, 7-9. They come from behind, defy those odds, and beat St. Louis, in St. Louis, I might add. Second of all, they win the division. Then, a couple of days after that, they have to play the defending Super Bowl champs on their home field. Nobody's giving them a chance. Double-digit underdog now. That's kind of like having the world literally crashing down on top of you and you not being able to budge. So the whole sports and football world was literally crumbling on top of them, thinking they didn't have the heart. They didn't even have the defense or the offense to beat the Saints. And they come and defy those odds. Now, I admit, the start of the game, typical Seattle Seahawks. No disrespect, but hey, the truth is the truth. Typical Seattle Seahawks. Matt Hasselbeck throws a pick first few minutes of the game. Everybody's like, oh, well, we told you so. It was a good story. You know, the little engine that could, you know, he's not going to find his way home or however that story goes. But anyway, so yeah, it seemed like the Saints were going to live up to everybody's expectations and basically just mow these guys down. But the power of the 12th man, the power of home field advantage is so strong. It is so strong that it's almost surreal how strong that is to have your home field crowd cheer you on like that. Especially an ultra loud stadium like that. I mean, these fans were so rabid and so loud, they caused a mini earthquake outside the stadium. Now that's loud. I don't even know if the Superdome in New Orleans is that loud. And they're loud too. So are we, the Atlanta Falcons fans at the Georgia Dome. We're a loud stadium too. But to cause a mini earthquake in your city just from off of crowd volume, that is unbelievable. And I'm about to get to the reason why they caused that earthquake here in a second. But I'm trying to build this up because I'm pressing for time here. But so after Matt Hasselbeck throws that pick, you know, the whole NFL world is basically laughing right now. They're saying, yeah, They're basically just holding serve for New Orleans to get to the next round. But like I said, the power of the 12th man, the power of home field advantage struck. And in the second half, Matt Hasselbeck said, I may have a broken hand, but I don't have a broken will. And as long as my will is strong, I'm going to do what I got to do for my team to win this game. And that is exactly what Matt Hasselbeck did. He threw over for 300 yards and was literally throwing and hitting anything that moved. Literally. I don't care if it was the second best receiver on the team, the third best receiver on the team. He might not have even been the best receiver on the team. But God dog it, that day, he was a star. If Matt Hasselbeck threw you a pass and you caught it, you were a star. That's how big a momentum the Seahawks had in that second half. And again, how did they gain this momentum? Because of the crowd. When the crowd died down and went silent, when New Orleans had their little run and had their little moments in the game, that's when the Seattle Seahawks died down. But when Matt Hasselbeck made his first touchdown pass of the game, and that crowd just basically popped like a cork on a wine bottle, that was when the shockwave of that game started to take its course. And from then on, he's kept throwing touchdown pass to touchdown pass to touchdown pass. And Matt Hasselbeck was looking like Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, you thought. I mean, the mojo of Peyton Manning and Tom Brady was just christened on Matt Hasselbeck last week. But surprisingly, as good as that wasn't even the defining moment of the game. The defining moment of the game was when the score was 30 to, I don't know how, I think it was 30 to 34. And one guy on that offense, Marshawn Lynch, a man who we don't know about. All we know about is he was traded from Buffalo to Seattle. Marshawn Lynch, in the final minutes of that game, in the 11th hour of that game, said, you know what? I may not have shown up all year. I may not have put up the best numbers, but doggone it, this is the playoffs. This is the wild card, and we're facing the world champs, and our crowd is going crazy. So you know what? They're cheering right now. I'm going to give them something to cheer about. I'm going to put this ball in my hand when Matt Hasselbeck hands it off to me, and I'm going to be like a wild bull, straight out. I don't know what it is that the bulls are in, but I'm going to run like a wild bull straight out the barn, and I'm going to head for higher ground. And that's exactly what he did. He literally bum rushed, and I mean bum rushed, the New Orleans Saints defense for a 67-yard touchdown run. Electrifying. Electrifying. That's all I have to say. Electrifying. At first, I thought he was just going to score a first down, because that's really all they needed was a first down, get themselves in field goal range, kick the field goal, game over. But Marshawn Lynch said, nah, I'm going to take it a step further. I'm not going to get the first down. I'm going to the house. I'm going home. I'm running free. I'm getting the heck out of here. And that's what he did, man. 8 tackles, I believe, this guy broke. Magnificent. Some people are calling it the greatest touchdown run in playoffs history. Possibly. But the question is this a ruse? Can they keep this up? We'll never know. But all I got to say is congratulations, Seattle. Good job. You guys deserve it. Stay tuned for the next video.